Hey guys, KRX50 here with another review. This time I'll be doing the Digimon Crossfeeder Series 08, Cyberdramon from Digimon Cross Wars. Cyberdramon is an alien Digimon whose attacks include Eraser Claw, Cyber Blader, and Death Divider, and who is a member of Blue Flare. So this includes three things: Cyberdramon, its weapon, the Twin Lancer, and one DigiMemory. So Cyberdramon is, like Greymon, actually a new version of an older Digimon. In this case, the original is an alternate level Digimon from Digimon Tamers. Now these two are less alike than the two Greymons are, at least in terms of the design. Whereas the original Cyberdramon was a cybernetic dragon Digimon, or a cybernetic dragon man. As indicated by the classification, this Cyberdramon is an alien, designed to look like the kind of thing you'd see in a sci-fi movie. Well, they have a similar body structure, both being humanoid Digimon with 4 tattered wings, as well as covering plates on their head and different parts of their bodies. There is some significant differences. Well, the first one being that the original Cyberdramon had a black body, but sticking with the theme of Blue Flare, this Cyberdramon has a dark blue body. Looking at the head, it's elongated with this patterned plate covering where its eyes would be, as well as these spikes coming out of the back, and this odd cable sticking out of its neck. It's got its chest here, which can actually open up, and I can use these kind of claws on the inside to attack with. You've got its arms, which end in these claws, so I'm playing on its chest and on its legs. Its legs also curve back this way to end at these two-toed feet. And like I said, it's got 4 wings that have this tear design and are in this dark red, though you can see that these spots are actually where a lot more holes are supposed to be. The only holes are these 3 on each wing. So got this tail here, which ends at this big triangular point. An interesting thing about this toy in particular is that it's actually partially miscolored. These patterns, these parts that have this silver color, and as well as this pattern, are actually supposed to be a purple color, and they're meant to look a little bit more organic than cybernetic. And I feel like this was either done on accident or to make it look a little bit more like the original Cyberdramon, where these parts were in silver. But that's a minor gripe, and if I want to, I could probably just paint this over with a clear purple color, just to get it right. Additionally, we have its weapon, the Twin Lancer, this double-ended lance, where the ends are curved around like this, and one faces one way while the other faces the other direction. So articulation-wise, the head can move up and down a little bit. Arms can rotate all around on a ball joint. Bends at the elbows and rotate. The claws can open and close. The first 2 wings are on hinges so they can move them forward and back. Has a full 360-degree waist joint. Ball joint at the hips. Has a single joint at the knee. And there are a couple of joints in the tail. One here, second here, and then a third at the tip. What you can also do is, of course, it has to be able to use its weapon, so you can open up one of the claws. You can see this indent here. So using the middle peg on the Twin Lancer, you can just stick it into there and close it down, and that way you can hold its weapon. Now, one of the good things about this toy is that these are some rather spindly legs. So it doesn't have the best bounce on those legs, but what you can do is that, thanks to the way the tail is articulated, you can use that to help it keep its balance. That way it doesn't fall over. So now we can do a weapon DigiCross, between MetalGreymon and Cyberdramon to make the Cyber Launcher. So of course, this involves transforming Cyberdramon. So the first thing you're going to do, open up the chest, take the head and fold it all the way in, and that'll cause the wings to fold up as they're connected on this hinge. Then fold down the wings. Next, take the Twin Lancer, open up both of the claws, and line them up so that they're even. Then you're going to take the two pegs on the other side and put one into each hand. Just like so, and you want to kind of straighten that out, raise up the arms a little bit. But not too much. You do want to bend them a little bit down, but do try to keep it, or at least get it at as straight as you can. And close the claws up. Then take the waist, spin it all the way around. Fold down the tail, and using these pegs, peg it onto the ankles. Like so. Then open up the tail and click it into place like that. So then you can bring in MetalGreymon, and you're going to want to raise it up a little bit more. Move the tail up a little bit so it's not hitting the ground. Then you're going to open up the mouth a little bit. So first thing, you're going to take this peg here and attach it onto the chest armor with this hole. Although it's also easier if you lower the arms a little bit. Something like that. It's a little bit tricky because the big metal claw on the left hand kind of gets in the way a little bit. But yeah, you're gonna connect it like that. Then open back up the mouth, and you're going to take this bar and fit it into the mouth, and then have Greymon or MetalGreymon bite down on it. Now hold that in place. So then kind of getting it set up. You have MetalGreymon plus Cyber Launcher. So it's interesting to note that out of this entire line, Cyberdramon is the only Digimon who can be used only for a weapon DigiCross, not a proper one to enhance a previous Digimon. That being said, like I said, this is a little bit tricky because of how you gotta make sure that the arms can allow this bar to be held down by the mouth, and then there's also fitting the peg onto the chest while making sure that this doesn't get in the way. It certainly is interesting, although this is the part that's kind of missing some paint detail, and it's actually supposed to kind of look like a big mouth. There isn't really much you can do here, but once again, if you want, you can bring around MetalGreymon's additional weapons for more firepower. And the good thing is that you have these two back wings that actually act kind of like a tripod, although I guess in this case it would be a bipod. And it basically acts as a balance for the cyber launcher. If you want to, you could just attach it to Greymon. All you'd have to do is simply have the MetalGreymon chest piece attached. And like with the Dorlu cannon, it is pretty cool and does look neat on display. Well, it certainly does take up quite a bit of space. So, the included DigiMemory is MetalGreymon, a Mega level Digimon who first appeared in Digimon Adventure and who is also the highest form of Garurumon. His attack is Cocutus Breath, or in the US, Metal Wolf Claw. So, we're getting to card mode, we'll test it out. So there we go. So as far as Cyberdramon goes, it's a pretty good figure on its own because it has a lot more articulation than a lot of the other figures in the line. So you can still play with it as a posable figure. Although I guess this is a case where, yeah, if you're going to get it, this is one of the kind of things you do need to, you should get if you have Greymon and MetalGreymon, because the Cyber Launcher is, at least within the show, only usable by MetalGreymon, especially with how it's designed to directly pegged into part of the body. But it is still a good figure, you know, barring the slight miscoloring. It has some nice posability, got a nice design, and has a pretty cool DigiCross. So recommended if you're collecting the figure lines and you're collecting the blue flare Digimon. So, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more videos. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.